Feel that? It was like a heavy-duty earthquake. Well, I guess you could call it a HD rumble. Oh! Hello everyone, sorry, I didn't mean that. I was about to say I didn't mean to do that, but I definitely did. That was a completely conscious action. So I hope you're all doing well. And today, I thought it'd be good to talk about this thing that Nintendo's been emphasizing, probably more than the Switch's portability, the HD rumble. So when I first heard about this, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a bit of a gimmick. I thought, okay, great, you can see how many balls are in there, but like, we're paying for it in the end. You want to pay for stuff that you're actually gonna use. But I thought about it a bit more. I was thinking, there are a lot of things you can do with this actually. Like, if you treat it as not just a rumble, like to, immerse you in the game, but it's more of like an extra way of conveying information to you, like really precisely. I think that's actually really cool. So that's what I'm here to do today. I'm going to talk about almost every single Nintendo franchise, and just the ways that they could use HD Rumble in a cool way that could actually benefit the experience. So first we're going to start with their latest franchise, Splatoon. Try to make the ink sound, I can't. So I actually saw this idea online, but I thought it was too cool to just gloss over it, because even though it's not my idea, it's a really cool idea. Imagine like the controller is the ink tank, and it's able to tell you how much ink you have left without even telling you on screen. So imagine like, it has that full feeling, like, it's got like a light vibration at the top, and then as you shoot, it's hard to describe this really, but like a light vibration just sort of going down the controller, and you can sort of feel how much ink you have left, and then you're like, okay, it's at the bottom, and it'll like shake or something like that, and then like, you have to go back into the ink and you'd gradually feel it going up, and then you wouldn't even have to look at the screen because you're getting that instant feedback. Like, how cool would that be? Mario sports games. Let's take tennis for an example. Imagine the controller is like the tennis racket. It doesn't have to be motion controlled, of course, but imagine the controller is the tennis racket. You'd be able to tell where exactly you hit the ball just from the controller's response with the HD rumble. I'm pretty sure in real life tennis you want to hit the middle of the racket. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And that's like the best spot, because you're getting that maximum elasticity of, I don't know tennis that well. Imagine you go to hit the ball and then you notice that from the controller that it hit the side of the racket. So then you reposition your racket, or using whatever controls it has, and then you hit the ball and then it's like, okay, you hit the middle, just do that again. And then you're hitting all these clean shots just from that sort of response from the controller alone. Like, that would be so good, and it adds so much more strategy to Mario Tennis and any of those sports games. And I also think it would be good because it's not really essential to follow that thing, so newcomers can come in, but also if you want to master this game, then you could sort of use that to your advantage and really just clean up the streets because of your hot moves. Xenoblade Chronicles. So this one's going to be very specific, but so in the first game you'd get these visions that'll tell you, what move the enemy's going to use, what category of move that they're going to use, and then you'd be able to use a certain attack that would either completely counteract that move or just sort of decrease the damage. It's a really cool feature. So imagine, with the HD Rumble, you'll be able to tell what move they're going to use without any prompt on screen. So in the original game, it had to completely stop the game. Like, it had to freeze time and have the vision of what would happen if you didn't change anything. Like, you're getting a vision to the future, right? It would vibrate in a certain way that would tell you, okay, the enemy's going to use this type of move, and then you'd be able to think, okay, what do I need to do in real time? Keep in mind, this wouldn't need to freeze the game. It'd be in real time. You'd still be battling, but you would still be getting that notification. It'd be so cool because, the character's holding that sword and it's notifying him, that's what it's meant to be, and then suddenly in real life you're actually holding the controller and it's notifying you. Wow! It'd be a lot more of a subtle way to sort of tell you what's going to happen later on. And, it would require some memorization because you'd be like, okay, this sort of vibration, I need to use this type of move. But I think it would add to the intensity as, it would all be in real time and you wouldn't need any breaks. I think that'd be really cool. Fire Emblem. In Fire Emblem they have this thing called weapon durability, and your weapon would break after a certain amount of time. So I was thinking maybe the more intense the vibration, the closer your weapon is to breaking, because there's no real indication of how much, how many more hits you can do with your weapon in the real-time battles. So this would be a really good way to show it. But Fates took that weapon durability thing out, so... But if they ever brought it back, then that's a cool idea, right? Pikmin. I was thinking the certain vibrations could tell you what Pikmin you're going to throw next, like what's next in line. So, Olimar throws Pikmins, right? And he gets the feeling, he probably feels the texture of the Pikmin. That sounds so weird. But yeah, imagine if you got like a certain vibration, just a subtle vibration of, what Pikmin's going to throw next. Because sometimes it's easy to lose track of what Pikmin's next in line, because each Pikmin has their own thing, so you want to throw the right one. So you would know exactly what Pikmin's going to go out of your hand next, which is, I think that would be really helpful. Pokemon. enhance the Pokemon battles. So like, you know, sandstorms coming in or something, all the weather effects, you'd be able to feel that in the controller. Like, you know, sandstorms coming, you'd get like a light sort of tapping in the controller that you could feel. I think that'd be cool. And also maybe even the Pokemon moves. So like a Razor Leaf or something, if like, you know, Venusaur did Razor Leaf, you'd be able to feel in the control like sharp jabs that just like bang, bang, bang. Or like Hyper Beam, it would just be like a complete like vibration. You'd be like, oh, Luigi's mansion. So let's say, you know, a ghost is about to get you. It's about 1 second away from completely murdering Luigi in a brutal fashion. And then the controller vibrates in a certain region. So imagine, you know, it vibrates to the left and you know a ghost is coming in 1 second. That would be really intense and that'd be very scary, but I think it would be really cool. And then you would have that, you know, you'd have to respond really quickly and shine your torch in that direction within that 1 second.
Zelda.
You know, the boss is walking around, you know, he's over there walking, trotting along, and you have to feel where exactly that sort of, that stomping is coming from and follow that path, otherwise, you know, you're not going to make it. I think that would be really cool as a dungeon idea, and it would really make use of that HD rumble. You can even have like something where Link loses his depth perception or something, and then you have to sort of feel how far enemies are away from you, like feeling like, that's a stupid idea, forget Animal Crossing. So imagine you could feel the bug in your net just sort of, you know, hitting the sides of it. You could feel the fossil at the end of your shovel. You could feel the, you know, the tree, the twang of the axe as it hits the tree. The struggling of a fish at the end of your fishing line as you kill them slowly and then stuff them in a little bag full of furniture. He's a sadistic man, I tell you. Mario Kart. You could feel the gravel underneath your wheels. Maybe if you use a mushroom, you could feel the back of the controller just sort of vibrating crazily, almost like it's, you know, on fire, like you're boosting up. Just add to the experience. Metroid. Because the controller could be like your blaster, it could tell you how many missiles you have, you know, what type of weapon you're using, since, you know, it's on the hand and it's probably going to feel a bit different to, you know, the normal beam and the big giant laser. And imagine if there was this part in like the next 3D Metroid where you had like a baby enemy, like a baby Metroid or something in your left hand, and then you had the blaster in your right hand, and the controllers would sort of emulate that. So imagine like you have the baby in your left hand and you want to keep him calm. You don't want to wake him up or anything, otherwise they could alert the mother who will completely murder you. As the controller like vibrates more intensely, you'll tell you like, okay, you're being too frantic. You know, this baby's gonna wake up. You gotta slow down, and then it'll slowly go down as you sort of walk around a bit or, you know, shake it about. I think that'd be cool as a dungeon design. It would keep the intensity. You know, thinking about it, I think that whole baby idea could work in Yoshi's Island, like with Mario, the baby Mario being awake. Maybe you have to keep him calm or something like that. Maybe that would be an idea for a future Yoshi's Island. Mario. Yeah, so I don't really know what they could do with Mario, so well, if you have any ideas, then tell me in the comments what they could do with Mario, because I'm honestly completely lost. I don't know. And finally, Wii Fit. Don't judge me, this is a good game. Trust me. I was thinking maybe like, you know, in my days with Wii Fit, I always wanted like a clear indication of, you know, if I'm getting the exercises right. So imagine like you have to do something where you have to lift your arm like that. Imagine like you're holding the controller. This is a controller, right? The controller sort of fills up as you complete the exercise. Each motion of the exercise, each distinct motion of the exercise. So like, it's hard to explain. So I'll just try to show you. So imagine you have to do a motion like this, and then like this. This is the gorge. This is like the controller. Yeah, so like the controller would fill up as you complete each distinct motion. I think that would be really good to sort of see whether you're getting it right. I'm sure all you Wii Fit veterans will agree with me. So yeah, those are all my ideas. They may be a bit unnecessarily complicated, but honestly I think, you know, after thinking about it for a while, I think HD Rumble could actually benefit a lot of games. So yeah, make sure to let me know what you think about HD Rumble, and also maybe the ideas that you have. Yeah, that's really all, I think. We'll have to wait and see how the Switch goes with HD Rumble, and I hope that they actually use it interestingly. But of course, you don't want them to overuse it, but I think, you know, HD Rumble isn't really something that's easy to overuse, as it sort of just adds to the experience. It doesn't really create its own experience, like, you know, how motion controls good or whatever. So yeah, that's all I have to say really, so thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.